What's up with it, guys? It's your boy Life with Nike, aka Mr.Brickbybrick, and I'm coming at y'all today with another video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about how to pass the Linux CompTIA Plus, Linux Plus CompTIA certification in 90 days, guys. Again, the Linux Plus CompTIA certification. Now, let's go over my notes. So the importance of Linux is because it powers across many different departments. So it powers cloud computing, cybersecurity, system administration, development operation, also networking and infrastructure. So this is a huge certification. Now, it's not the biggest one out. A lot of people sleep on Linux Plus. I recommend it for people out there seeking entry-level jobs and wanting a high paying job in the future. Now, when you first start off, pay isn't going to be the best or the highest, or whatever the case be, but you have the earning potential to make $250,000 a year very easily, because like I just mentioned, Linux Plus ties into almost everything in the tech space: cloud computing, cybersecurity, system administration, development ops, networking, and infrastructure, which is basically 90% of what we do. So Linux some would say is the backbone of tech. So let's go ahead and get into some numbers before I break down the different platforms that I use to study and pass my Linux Plus certification. So let's get into the numbers first. So the numbers, entry level, you can expect to be paid around 65 grand a year. Mid-level, about 85,000 to 120,000 a year. Then senior level, it jumps up to a whopping 140,000 all the way up to 250K, depending on which city you live in. Of course, all of this is gonna range, guys. If you live in a city like Alabama, then you may be on the lower end. If you live in a city like New York, or you live in a city like Washington, D.C., California, obviously it's gonna be in the higher end due to the higher cost of living. So keep that in mind. So if you make like 50,000 in Alabama, that may be equivalent to like 65,000 in Washington, D.C., so on and so forth. So yeah, guys, but ultimately, if you're stuck and you're not sure which route you want to go, there's a lot of different avenues you could take. But 65,000, going from making 35,000 to making 65,000 is life-changing money. So that's why I'm making this video. But anyway, 65,000 entry-level job doesn't sound bad. You could obtain this certification in 90 days. These are the 3 different platforms that I use to study for this certification. So the first one I always recommend, I've been using this platform since like 2018. I'm making this video in 2024. So that shows you right there. Now, I'm not sponsored by this company. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies that I'm going to talk to y'all about today. But I always recommend them to anyone out there who needs a basic understanding, or really need platforms to walk you through the whole process, zero to hero, to be video. So the 3 platforms that you want to use, the first one is called testout.com. Testout.com, none of these platforms are free, but I will explain some free platforms after this. But the first one is testout.com. It's going to cost you some money. Don't be cheap. Invest the money wisely. Invest in the testout.com. They will take you from zero to hero. They're going to break it down into like 30 different chapters. If you purchase the Linux Plus CompTIA book, then testout.com is going to break down the curriculum into chapters. So like the first chapter, you can basically follow along in the Linux book. So you can complete your training through testout.com and then read the book as well, like flip through pages in the book, write down notes while you complete your virtual training on the laptop. And I love it because they have labs, they have tests at the end of each chapter. Throughout the chapter, they have like videos, so on and so forth. And whatever you don't understand, just research it on your own, like use Google. You can watch various different YouTubers. Yeah, so testout.com is one of my favorite ones. Also, the other 2 platforms that I like using as well along with Testout is called O'Reilly. O'Reilly is a great platform, very similar to Testout. Also, we have Pluralsight as well, Plura site. SIGHT, Pluralsight as well. I just like the user friendliness of testout.com. I've been rocking with them since 2018, so that's why I like them. But I also work with both of these other companies in conjunction with Testout. So Testout, O'Reilly, Pluralsight. If you purchase one of these platforms, along with putting in some additional work as well, as far as like reading the book, watching the free, now here's the free sauce. You read the book's gonna cost, but you can rent it from any bookstore, rent it from online, get it shipped to you for like 90 days, 4 months, just send it back and you're good. The free sauce is the YouTube. You gotta go to youtube.com, find a YouTuber that you like watching, who's gonna break down the information and the knowledge if you don't understand it from Testout, Pluralsight, or O'Reilly. If you don't fully understand what you're learning from these different online platforms, you need to find a YouTuber as well that's going over the different topics that you may not understand. Take the notes. That's the free sauce right there. That's the hidden gem. So if you you leverage these 3 platforms I'm telling you guys, along with finding a YouTuber that you like watching, or maybe a TikToker, you should be able to successfully pass this Linux Plus certification. And I mean, going from 35,000, we all start somewhere, guys. I mean, my first job I ever worked paid me $7.25. So that was minimum wage at the time. I'm not gonna say my salary what I'm at now, but it's more than minimum wage, and I'm very grateful to be where I'm at today. So entry-level position, you could expect to be between 50,000 to 65,000 a year. If you're in a more populated city, probably 65,000. If you're in a less populated city, closer to about 50,000. Still life-changing money. So we went over why Linux Plus is important. Realistically, this certification should take you about 3 to 6 months to obtain. I told you guys what to do. Now, if you're more relaxed and you're not taking a sense of urgency approach, then maybe you could extend it out to about a year. But I recommend go ahead, get it out the way, 3 to 6 months. It's going to be something nice to have on your resume. With everything that we have going on now, guys, Linux administration, we're going to need it, because Linux is connected to almost everything in the tech space. I mean, so cheat codes to pass the exam that I use are sticky notes. Like anything I may not understand while I'm studying, I write it down on a sticky note, and then I go back and research the information and that specific topic on that sticky note. I'll take it and put it onto a piece of paper, and from there I fill out that whole piece of paper from the information that I downloaded from the YouTuber who's breaking it down through the video. Also, we got exam cram sheets as well. So that's where you just take a full blank sheet of paper and you write down everything, like everything you know, you dump it onto that sheet of paper. So everything you just learned, dump it onto that sheet of paper. Anything you may feel like you forget or you don't understand, dump it on that sheet of paper. Go back to it, read it from top to bottom, understand it. Whatever you don't understand, work towards understanding that or learning that. And then also actual application of what you learn from Testout, O'Reilly, Pluralsight. So while you're doing it, make sure that you're running these commands on your personal computer. Make sure that you're doing research on, well, if I input this, what am I going to get back? What is the response going to be back from that machine? Practical application experience. Labs are included on Testout as well. The labs are very important. You don't want to get into a situation where you get hired for one of these companies. They tell you to go run this command, go do this, go do that, and you don't know what to do. So the practical experience is very important. Again, guys, if you're looking to change your life through tech, you can DM me on Instagram, Life with Nike. Again, Life with N-A-I-K-E. Y'all can see how I'm living on my Instagram. Y'all see what I'm doing on Facebook. It's still Brick by Brick. I started Brick by Brick back in 2020. This brand is built on preservation. This brand is built on commitment. This brand is built on loyalty. Loyalty to become the best version of yourself, create the man you admire, and gift them to the world. But yeah, guys, Linux Plus certification, very obtainable within 90 days. It's life-changing money. Entry level, $65,000. Mid-level, $85,000. Senior level, $140,000. That's a lot of money, guys. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money. I didn't grow up with too many people making that amount of money around me. So for me, it could be very impactful, not only for myself, but for my family as well and the community. So yeah, guys, I'm making this video to hopefully inspire and motivate you to change your life through tech or whatever it is. If you would like some coaching or mentorship, anything like that, feel free to DM me Life with Nike on Instagram as well. And shout out to the brand, man. It's Brick by Brick for life. See you at the top.